Imagine your dream vacation, a luxurious cruise across exotic waters, suddenly turning into a scene straight out of a medical thriller. That's the reality for Americans who boarded a cruise ship that has now become a focal point for a potential health crisis. This isn't just any illness. It's hantavirus, a name that can send chills down anyone's spine, and it has prompted a swift, serious quarantine for returning passengers. But what exactly happened, and what does this mean for those involved and for our broader public health preparedness? Before we dive into the chilling details of this unfolding situation, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics and understand the critical issues that affect your life, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you more in-depth coverage like this. We're talking about a cruise ship where the specter of hantavirus has led to Americans being quarantined upon their return. Hantaviruses are a group of viruses that can be transmitted to humans primarily through contact with infected rodents or their excreta. While some strains are known to cause severe, even fatal, respiratory illnesses, others can lead to milder flu-like symptoms. The key here is the uncertainty and the potential for severe outcomes, which is why authorities are taking extreme precautions. The individuals in question were on a cruise ship that had a hantavirus scare. The details are still emerging, but what we know is that after returning, some passengers were placed in quarantine. This is a standard public health measure to prevent the potential spread of infectious diseases. The goal is to isolate anyone who may have been exposed and monitor them for symptoms, thereby containing any outbreak before it can gain a foothold in the wider community. Now, let's get into the specifics that have emerged. We're told that one of the patients in question exhibited mild symptoms. This is certainly a cause for concern, as even mild symptoms can indicate an infection. However, the situation becomes even more complex with the report that another individual tested positive for the virus. This sounds definitive, but there's a crucial caveat. Officials have stated that the test results were inconclusive. This is where the real tension lies. Inconclusive test results in a situation involving a serious virus like hantavirus create a cloud of uncertainty. It means that while there's a strong indication of an issue, it's not yet a clear-cut confirmation. This ambiguity can lead to difficult decisions for health officials. What does this mean moving forward? For the quarantined Americans, it means a period of waiting, of medical observation, and likely anxiety. They are in a situation where their health is being closely monitored, and the well-being of their families and communities hinges on the accurate assessment of their condition. The inconclusive tests mean that they could be carrying the virus and potentially transmitting it, or they could be experiencing unrelated symptoms that happen to mimic early signs of hantavirus. The fact that this originated on a cruise ship adds another layer of complexity. Cruise ships are, by their nature, closed environments where people from various locations are in close proximity for extended periods. This makes them fertile ground for the rapid spread of infectious diseases. The risk of exposure is heightened, and the logistical challenge of contact tracing and managing a potential outbreak in such a setting is significant. The hantavirus is typically spread through inhalation of aerosolized virus particles from rodent droppings, urine, or saliva. On a ship, while direct rodent contact might seem less likely than in a rural setting, the possibility of contaminated surfaces or even indirectly aerosolized particles still exists. The decision to quarantine is a proactive one, designed to err on the side of caution. It reflects the serious nature of hantavirus. However, the inconclusive test results present a dilemma. Health authorities have to decide how to proceed when the diagnostic picture isn't clear. Do they continue to hold individuals who might not be sick? Or do they risk releasing someone who could be infectious? This balancing act between public safety and individual liberty is a constant challenge in public health crises. Who is most affected here? Directly, it's the passengers who are now under quarantine and their families. Indirectly, it's the broader public, as health officials work to ensure that the virus doesn't spread beyond the ship or the quarantine facilities. It also affects the cruise industry, which is always sensitive to health scares that can impact bookings and public perception. The transparency of information and the swiftness of the response will be critical for maintaining public confidence. The possible outcomes are varied. If the inconclusive tests eventually lead to a definitive positive result for some individuals, then the focus will shift to aggressive treatment and further containment efforts. If, However, further testing and observation reveal that the individuals are not infected. Then the quarantine can be lifted, and the situation can be declared a false alarm. The danger, of course, lies in the possibility of a scenario where the virus is present but not detected by current testing, leading to a delayed diagnosis and potential spread. This is why vigilant monitoring and advanced diagnostic capabilities are so crucial. This situation underscores the importance of robust public health infrastructure and international cooperation in managing global health threats. Even as we navigate domestic political landscapes, these types of incidents remind us that we are interconnected and vulnerable to unseen dangers. The lessons learned from this cruise ship incident will undoubtedly inform future protocols for managing outbreaks on vessels and in other enclosed environments. So, what do you think about this? Should passengers remain quarantined until there is a definitive negative test, even if it means prolonged isolation? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This hantavirus scare on a cruise ship highlights the constant vigilance required to protect public health. We will continue to monitor this situation closely and bring you the latest developments.